workshops for vets. So maybe the vet thing's covered, but that's what our focus was. So there's still more research to do. And then lastly, last slide, number 7. Really don't want to talk about what's on the content of the slide. What I really want to talk about is Kate, bless her heart, is going out there and talking to our businesses, right? And she's asking them, she truly wants to know, what's growing great, but what are your challenges, right? And so she shared this, and we're calling it Case Study Business X. But she talked to one of our businesses, and we've turned this in, it's pretty benign information in here because you don't want to get too personal, right? When you're talking about a business's challenges and things of that. But as the EDC director, she's in a position where she can go out and get to understand who our businesses are and what their strengths and weaknesses are, find those gaps, bring it back to the EDC and what can we do to help them. And I think that kind of conversation will help the business center as well as the EDC in general, tailoring our incentives and our grants. But this is just an example of one of our more important businesses, and I thought it was very important to kind of showcase this. This in the future will be very helpful to not only the business center, but to the EDC as a whole and to the city at large. So that's the update. I would say our next step is I still think we've got to do that road trip. And I would still like to pull the string on the vet angle on this. Again, just looking at what can we integrate relatively simply that has very little overhead that we can do with the manning and the resources that we have, but provide real value. But anyways, our next step is what I just kind of said, but also I think we're at a point where we can start to contribute to the development of a strategic work plan where we can integrate all the things that we've been talking about on our team into that forum. And I believe it's on the agenda item tonight. We're going to talk about setting something up maybe next month as part of a workshop to start talking about the strategic work plan. And obviously there's going to be a significant piece that will deal with this. So I yield back my time, which I took 2 minutes too long. I said I'd do it in 10 minutes. I didn't. Oh, well.
You're 5 next time.
Okay. But anyways, that's the update. So Austin, Ellen, and me have been meeting pretty regular, and we're learning a lot. So
Thank y'all for all y'all are doing on getting that put together. So anybody have any questions for him, for the committee? We good? All right. Item number 9. We're going to pull that because they do not have the audit ready yet. So number 9, we're scratching. We're going to move on to 10. Presentation and discussion of the Joint Executive Committee meeting for the strategic alignment with the city. Kate, it's all you.
Yes, sir. In your packet, you will have a copy of some slide deck. Some of the members of the board have seen this, but I wanted to go over this information with you and present it to you so that you all have had an opportunity to look at and provide feedback with regard to the strategic alignment that we began to outline with the City Council a couple of weeks ago. On the 27th of February, myself and Henry joined the President and the Vice President Hayden, as well as Secretary Austin Lane, with the mayor and with Mayor Pro Tem and with Councilman Cato next door at the EDC offices to talk about joint strategic alignment and how we need to move forward. And so this presentation was intended to help us kind of identify those strategic goals for the city of Helotes and really begin to identify a path for creating strategic alignment. I know that is one of the major things that we need to accomplish both as an organization as well as in relationship and in partnership with the city, is to be able to build strategic alignment moving forward to identify those opportunities where we can work together. One example is working together on ICSC, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the agenda. But overall, the issues that we face in the city of Helotes are outlined in this particular presentation. And I'll point that out to you for for the public as well, that one of the focuses of the issue that we face is having adequate revenue to support quality services to citizens and maintain low residential property taxes. I know that over-reliance on a single source of sales tax revenue is also an issue, and then competition from other communities for that sales tax revenue is an issue. We have some exacerbating factors, one of them being there being only one real main source of sales tax from one company in the community, and there's very little commercial real estate that exists currently to be really, to be able to market. We have a development community that currently does not see Helotes as open for business. So strategically, we need to address those challenges, and then really talk about retail trade area leakage. And retail trade area leakage is basically what we have in our community and where our residents and where people around us are shopping away from Helotes. And so that retail trade area is leaking, our retail trade area is leaking money out of Helotes and vice versa. The key data points that are included in the slide include copies of information from the city's budget. And I also pointed to some key data points of the top 10 taxpayers being listed here for the year-to-date collections and sales tax collections by industry segment. One of the key issues that I noted was on the industry segment collections trend, this slide here. I identified that information and telecom is really experiencing double-digit growth year over year, which is an important trend to focus on, is how is information technology really impacting our sales tax figures. It's about $500,000 of sales tax in information technology, excluding communications. So these slides really outline what we can do. We can increase sales tax, we can maintain our existing sales tax, increase commercial property taxable values, and then finally also talk about expanding the city's limits and talk about extraterritorial jurisdiction and annexation as a strategy to increase available real estate. I know that's a big challenge and it's not something we do overnight, but it's important to start that conversation and have that conversation and begin to kind of flesh out where we go from here. Some of the proposed initiatives in this slide deck include recruiting retail to existing locations, adding commercial property, developing existing sites, aggressively incentivizing development, and that can be any number of things, including land as well as other financial incentives that put us on a level playing field with other communities that are looking for the same opportunities. Scott, you look like you have a question. Okay. We also talked a little bit about the business incubator tonight, trying to recreate good paying jobs in Helotes, increase the visibility of the community as a place to do business. So really aggressively trying to focus our efforts on being able to accomplish these objectives. Some of the proposed initiatives that I've outlined here include targeting specific niche businesses such as destination retail, hospitality and boutique hotels with like 30 to 80 rooms, full service date night restaurants, create programs to attract interest in coming to Helotes, launch an effective marketing campaign. In 5 years, Helotes is going to turn 50. And I say that because it's our 50th anniversary, and that's a golden anniversary. And this is a golden opportunity for us to really kind of shoulder our way into and really press on this as being a golden era for Helotes, a golden opportunity to do business, a golden opportunity to really to really look outside of what we have now to be able to attract new business. One of the ideas that I've shared with some is having a Helotes Walk of Fame, which creates kind of a destination location for people to come and want to be in Helotes. And oh, by the way, there's really high-end luxury Western retail that we can couple with the image of Floor's Country Store. So I'm saying a lot of words, but what I'm trying to lean to is that in our strategic workshop, what I'd like to do is outline for you the direction that I hope we can move to be able to build some excitement about doing business in Helotes and ways we can create that kind of synergy. And then finally, creating a business retention program, which I will tell you is the unsung hero of economic development. Businesses that stay here will either want to bring their other businesses or they want to relocate, or they just don't want to grow. And our job, my job, is to really help them retain those businesses, help them expand those existing businesses, and help them help them become part of our attraction program. When you invest in existing businesses, they become part of your evangelism team to really draw additional businesses to the community. If we have a business that is looking for, a certain resource, having that close by and making it easier and stickier for them to stay here is a really good way of retaining that business, making and transforming them into a believer and a part of our attraction program. So business retention is a very, very important part of economic development. Some of the success metrics are outlined in the slides. We can track increased commercial property tax values, increased sales tax receipts, increased lease space, decrease in commercial property vacancy rates, increase in building permits. We still have a long way to go in all of those key areas, but at least we will have some metrics to be able to track and to point to and to watch our progress as we move forward. Some key performance indicators could be looking at our traffic counts on a monthly basis, building permits, how are we doing on a monthly basis, retail trade area leakage, what money is coming into and out of our community, and then finally sales tax receipts on a monthly basis. Those are some easy ones that we can track on a regular basis. It won't be necessarily direct to what I'm doing on a daily basis, but as a team, as we work together with the city in strategic alignment, those efforts can be really further strengthened, and we will see that the rising tide raises all boats. So some objectives and key results: create a City of Helotes strategic plan, create a Helotes EDC strategic plan, and then retain and expand one of our main members of the community, Builders First Source. How do we increase their viability and their profitability in our community? And then finally, create a strategic scorecard. In the city of Cibolo, they have a very good metric methodology on their website where they show how they're doing in relation to achieving these strategic objectives that they outline in their strategic planning. So I present this to you, understanding that this should, in my professional opinion, this should have come to you first before it came to anyone else. And so I'm very sorry that that was the order of how things happened. But I want to tell you that it's my belief that as a board, you all have a very important part of the discussion. And so I wanted to relay to you how much I appreciate your patience while we go through this transition. It's my hope and my expectation that moving forward we can build some standard operating procedures where we will make sure that we have those conversations with the board that involve your decision making first before it goes any further than that, or to include the board as an open board meeting with strategic alignment with the city council as well. So that's what I have to contribute on that subject, sir. Any questions?
Oh, we're good. Questions?
Just, it's outstanding. Outstanding.
I have one comment that I appreciate, that it looks like we're going to be focusing a lot on data with your KPIs. It looks the examples that you've given have both leading and lagging KPIs, so we can not only see what's happened in the past, but some of them will project what we're going to be seeing towards the future. So I applaud that. I look forward to the data behind it. Hopefully we have already accumulated some to get a baseline so we know where we are, so we have a good measuring stick. So thank you.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say, this is really fabulous as you were speaking. It's just, it's really eye-opening too, just to really get a big picture overview. And I think it's going to be a great framework to help drive the strategic plan. And just really appreciate you putting it together. I think it's going to be really helpful for all of us. So
I think it was very important for the folks that were in the room to have something to start with so we could have a productive and professional conversation about what we really need to be focused on, which is moving forward and building alignment with one another. So I'm very excited about what we achieved, but I also know you all are very important to this conversation by every stretch of the imagination.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Next item, discussion and possible actions, strategic plan workshop for the upcoming months before the budget thing. So, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This evening, I talked a little bit about our strategic alignment with the city of Helotes. This agenda item is to discuss scheduling a strategic planning session or sessions to develop our work plan for the next 3 to 5 years, preferably in the next several months. I'd like to be able to have something to base our budget for next year and the years after. So my objective in presenting this agenda item to you tonight is for us to begin looking at our calendars and finding a way where we can get on the calendar soon, like in April, May, the latest, to be able to develop some strategic work plan where we can work on that together. And in that, I also presented you each a copy of this book called Traction, Get a Grip on Your Business. I realize that we are a municipal corporation, but there are concepts in this particular book that are very, very valuable in beginning to build an enterprise operating system. And what this is basically a very short and sweet and erudite way of planning that is very remarkable to be able to use a living, breathing, working document that actually delivers the KPIs and helps you track those things and gets to the heart of the matter. So I would very much like for you to read this book in advance of that workshop when we are able to schedule it. And I'd like to propose that we look towards the end of April, early part of May for that session.
How much time are you thinking?
I'm hoping that we could get 4 to 5 hours, sir. 3 to 4. 2 to 3.
1 to 2?
68.
I think we're going in the wrong direction.
At the very least 3, possibly 4. And I would propose that we would include a meal to be able to move through the agenda quickly. But there's a lot on the horizon that hasn't been done in the past that really desperately needs to be done. I touch on those in my director's report, but among them are, planning for a hotel feasibility study, targeted industry analysis, these things that are critical for us to be able to base our incentive programs and our program moving forward. So, thank you.
I know that we had discussed possibly doing this right after Carnival. And I know that's kind of pushing it past where you want it to, it's just the time of year. I don't know if that's still the best option to be able to do a joint thing like this, given that Carnival season's typically kind of busy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. The desire on my part is to be able to to have this happen before the city's budget process starts. So we already have a program of work that we can present and be on the same page and be in strategic alignment this year and the year after and the year after that, so that we have, a roadmap of what we want to achieve and what we're hoping to achieve when.
So my worry is, I know city starts earlier and earlier now that they've got this new city administrator. So I think we started early June last year, which was maybe not even enough time based off of all that. But if we could pull this off in April, because my feeling is we're going to have one really, really tough first workshop. Everyone trying to do, work on the same problem with this many people. It's tough to herd the cats. I do see a follow-on. I just anticipate there would be a need for a follow-on, which would probably happen in May, to get us prepped for June. And that's my thought. I'm always thinking worst-case scenario. So if we could do it in April and we need a second follow-up to tighten things up, we could pick some time in May. And maybe that's even a shorter time period. Maybe that's only a 2-hour or 3-hour session. Just a thought. I will make myself available no matter what's going on, but there's a few exceptions, but you got my promise that whatever the team decides, I'll be there.
And if I may, I have it on strong understanding and authority and relationships, since that's my word for the day, that with the city administrator, I understand he has some very interesting ways about him. But I could probably predict a little bit of some of what he's kind of thinking. And last year, the city did 2 workshops, June and July. And I know that the June workshop has not been yet scheduled, but it probably will be next week, if I understand that guy pretty well.
Okay.
That's his goal, which makes it my goal. And so, but that first workshop, I don't think that the EDC impact will be pressure cooker time from my perspective. So whether it's April or May, I think that the EDC will be fine on its pace.
Okay.
The problem that I see is if you're wanting 4, 5, 6 hours, that's not an evening thing. That's gonna be a during the day thing.
Yes, sir.
And I know it's gonna probably be hard for most people here that own small businesses to be able to be there
Yes, sir.
unless you do a Saturday or a Sunday. And I know that's gonna make it really hard, because like, I can tell you right now, I have no free weekends until mid-May.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I don't know how everybody else's looks. So, not that I don't think it's doable, it's just gonna be, fitting it in.
Sure. Well, I do value everyone's time, and you all are very busy. And so I think as economical with time as possible, I respect it, and I value it very much. You and I had talked a little bit about having one during the week, Jeff, whereas afterwards, the board could then convene into a meeting.
We've done that in the past. We've met at 4:30, 5 o'clock before a regular scheduled meeting. I mean, that's not your 4 to 6 hours.
No.
But that's 2 to 2.5 hours,
Sure.
depending on.
We had to break it up into 2 separate ones.
Right. Because I know, most people, I say most people, a lot of people can make it by 5-ish,
Sure.
4:30 to 5 o'clock, just depending on what day it is. So,
So if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, right? I mean, as long as we can get everybody there.
yeah, our April 15th is our next scheduled meeting. I don't know if that's doable for people. It doesn't fit my calendar by 5 because we're still in school, but that doesn't mean it's not doable for other people. And then our May meeting is not until May 20th.
Right.
Because of the way the calendar falls, we're later in May.
In that vein, Austin, thank you for pointing this out to me, but I also wanted to mention to you, the reason that we didn't meet in February, as you know, was because of early voting, and that will happen again in April. That being said, it's my recommendation that when and if the board convenes its next meetings, I would like to propose that those meetings be held at the EDC offices so that we avoid those conflicts of calendars.
Yeah, right now I show early voting 20 April through 28 April.
Okay.
Okay, so that doesn't affect
Oh,
us.
actually, let me make sure I got it right.
Are you sure?
Correct. 20 April through 28 April
Okay.
as early voting. So this space will be occupied and unavailable during early voting
Okay,
time
great.
frames.
On the 20th through the 28th, correct?
So your
That's-
next scheduled meeting in April
Is the 15th.
So that meeting is fair game.
Perfect.
No.
Well, could we start by just adding workshop number 1 just before that meeting? Back it up a couple of hours, and then we'd still have like a 30-minute meal break before.
We've done what we've done in the past. We've done those workshops. We brought in and kind of ate and did it
As
as we're working, we ate, and then we just came straight to a meeting.
Just out of curiosity, what if we pushed the workshop a little into and the evening a little later and then started this meeting at say 7:30 or 8 o'clock? If we started at 5.
I don't, I defer to the board. I think that would be fine. If you were to start.
I don't think there's anything in our bylaws that say what the start time has to be. I know our bylaws and stuff state that we have to meet over here though.
Yeah,
So meeting in our facility is, until the bylaws are changed or amended, we can't meet over there. We have to meet here,
sure.
according to the bylaws.
But it doesn't specify.
I don't think it specifies that we have to start at 7. I don't remember reading that in there.
I don't have it committed to memory. We can definitely check on that. If there's no prohibition, really, it's about how it's posted.
Yeah, as long as it's posted, it starts at 8 o'clock. I don't see where that would be an issue. And that gives us another hour.
Yeah, that gives us 3 hours for 5.
As long as there's not a 20-item agenda that month, we're good.
23 is fine.
Yeah, 23 is fine, exactly.
23.
You have my commitment, sir. This would be this is an unusual.
Oh, and it is. I just have to give you a hard time about it.
We're making up for a month.
I don't think that, I mean, if y'all want to start at 5 o'clock on the 15th, I won't be there until I can get there, because I'm in class till 5. So depending on traffic, I could be here at 6, or I could be here at midnight, just depending on 35. So, but y'all are free to start without me. Y'all had meetings without me. That's what we got a VP for.
I'll be here.
So if everybody's fine with that, we can put it down for 5, from 5 to 7:45, and then start over here at 8 o'clock, as long as there's nothing that prohibits that. What do you think of that, Austin?
Can't wait.
Greg?
I thought he was gonna say the commute's too long for him.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I may or may not be here. I'm going to be in California, Michigan on the 14th. No, I'll fly in here on the 15th and back to California on the 16th. So
Don't know yet. So, okay. But
Journal?
you said you'll be there, Helen? So let's do that then. That works.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we got 11 taken care of. Just cut.
Do we need to vote on that or not? Is that an action?
No, that's just setting it.
It's just setting up.
Yeah, we're just setting a schedule. Discussion number 12, discussion of possible action to request a proclamation for the city. On the City Council recognizing National Small Business Week. Okay, Kate?
Yes, sir. This is just a straightforward action to request a proclamation from the Helotes City Council. May 3rd through the 9th of 2026 is National Small Business Week. I believe this is an opportunity to recognize and demonstrate that we value our small businesses in Helotes. And so I believe this is one of many steps that we can take to strengthen our relationship with the small businesses in Helotes. And it's my recommendation that this proclamation be requested of the City Council.
Okay, do we have a motion to send this proclamation over to,
I'll make a motion.
okay, Craig, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Greg? Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
6-0.
Yeah.
13, discussion and possible action on sponsorship of 2026 Helotes Carnival Festival by the, it was done by the Helotes Festival Association. All right. Guess what, Kate? You again.
Yes, sir. This is, thank you. This item is to recommend a sponsorship of the 2026 Helotes Carnival Festival to be held April 30th through May 3rd, 2026. Sponsorship is on the attachment. A total of $3,650 is my recommendation to you. for rodeo area signage, scoreboard ads, and sponsorship of a pavilion area VIP event on Saturday. The intent of that is to request a reservation in the pavilion area for a VIP event targeting commercial real estate brokers and agents from San Antonio and South Texas to include free tickets for 50 people from noon to 5 on Saturday, May 2nd. And the price for admittance is $20 per person, or $1,000, included in that price of $36.50. Additionally, the sponsorship would include website placement and voice recognition each night of the festival. Festival officials have also offered to reduce the price of the VIP event to $500, should item 14 on the board agenda be approved, which is a proposed strategic marketing package with the San Antonio Express News First Corporation to promote Cornyball in part. Staff recommends approval.
Okay. Number 14, possible marketing plan. Okay, do we have a motion for discussion of possible sponsorship?
I move that we discuss the sponsorship.
Sabrina, do we have a second?
Second.
Greg for the second. Okay, Sabrina?
Well, it looks like, Kate, you were able to kind of build upon our previous sponsorship of Cornwall. I think the part that jumps out to me that is very strategic is inviting commercial real estate agents to the largest event we host in our community. And that is obviously a very key audience for us, and bringing them out and kind of showcasing Helotes at our wonderful Cornwall. I think there's a incredible value to that. And I think the signage and the website placement, those are great things, but I think getting the commercial realtors out here is really, really impressive to be able to do that.
Thank you.
I agree. I think it's a good idea. I skipped ahead just to see what we're looking at on the next agenda item also. So, since these work hand in hand, I think it's something to consider equally. I don't know if we can have two agenda items open at one time,
Well,
but to me, they definitely have bearing on each other.
we can discuss this one and then table it, move to the next one and come back, if we would like. So, Ellen?
Yeah, I mean, same thing, Sabrina. I thought when you said that, I thought that's super smart and very strategic to bring realtors here to see kind of what Helotes is about firsthand, experience the people, the culture, and it just really aligns with what we're trying to do, attract businesses. What a great way to do it. It's super smart, and the price tag on it, to me, it's well worth it.
Okay. Austin?
No, I think it is incredibly wise to leverage the things that Helotes already does well, and Cornwall's at the top of the list. So, I mean, if we had to condense all of our strategies down to a few things, this would still make the list. So,
Great.
You guys got me looking at 14 now. No, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I think this is brilliant. Thank you. I have no issues with item number 13.
Great.
One question, how did we determine 50? Do we have some sort of idea list? How did 50 get generated?
Sure. The answer to that question is there are about 200 or more commercial, certified commercial investment members that are very active commercial realtors in South Texas. And so based on that population of active commercial realtors, that would be my recommendation, to start with that list of realtors that I'm I've been affiliated with for some time. I'm not,
Comfortable with the 50 would be a reasonable number that we would have 50 that would likely accept, I guess is what I'm.
I would say 50, including a +1 possibly, if that makes sense to the board.
So do we want to, would you like to move forward with voting on this now, or do you, because we can vote on this now with the total up to, and then depending on 14, it can be 500 less, or it could be the full amount,
As
or
long
we
as
can
have
table this.
flexibility No, I think we're fine with voting on it now, if y'all are okay with that.
Okay.
And then, as long as it's not to exceed, and we can back it back
All right.
off if we do approve
So
item 14.
you did your motion, you want to go ahead and make your,
I move that we approve the 2026 Helotes Carnival Festival sponsorship
up to,
up to $3,650.
okay,
Second?
second. Okay, any discussion, questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, the ayes have it.
6-0.
All right, 13 is done. Let's move on to 14. Discussion and possible action of approving strategic marketing plan with Hearst Corporation for Q2 2026 to promote Carnival and National Small Business Week. Kate, your agenda item.
Yes, sir. I requested this agenda item because I came into conversation with the team at Hearst Newspapers, or the Hearst Corporation, which is the parent company for the San Antonio Express News and My San Antonio. And what is included in your packet is a slide deck of the proposed marketing campaign, which would focus on both Carnival as well as the National Small Business Week, which was the request from from item number 12. So based on those two events, or those key opportunities, I am putting forward in front of you a marketing partnership opportunity with Carnival and Small Business Week as the two opportunities to highlight for Helotes. As the slide deck shows, Helotes is really positioned for growth. We sit within a high-income trade area with strong consumer spending power. Yet many residents across San Antonio are still discovering Helotes, and so I think this is an opportunity both to lean into Carnival and highlight small businesses in Helotes, so that we have a higher impact and a drive to increase visibility for the community. Phase 1 would be immediate activation to drive awareness ahead of the 61st anniversary of Carnival, and to promote Helotes businesses during Small Business Week, to be able to create some broader regional storytelling. The next step would be to really focus on a golden era strategy, which would come at a later date. I don't have any more information on that. But essentially, the strategy, it would be two strategies: one, storytelling; second, promotion. The story studio would be how they would tell the story of Helotes. It's a digital, engaging, editorial style storytelling that resonates deeply with audiences, highlights the unique event experience, celebrates local entrepreneurs, and promotes business visibility, creates shareable regional content, and builds lasting destination awareness beyond the city limits. Additionally, there's some information in your packet regarding Story Studio event guide and what that generally looks like. There's some links also that are in your packet that would give you more information on what that individually, those campaigns would look like at the bottom. Strategy 2 is driving event awareness, increase visibility across the Hearst Corporation's premium digital platforms with reinforced high-frequency messaging directly preceding the events, and actively encourages attendance and retail spending within Helotes. And the promotion pack would be high-impact promotional units designed to guarantee engagement with direct-to-site traffic generation and targeted social carousel posts, reaching audiences where they already scroll. And there's a case study of what they have done elsewhere in the country. It happens to be in upstate New York. But then moving forward, maximizing the reach with co-branding social. So basically focusing on social media as a way to engage with maximum reach and showcase multiple aspects of Helotes and target audiences to drive relevant investment. The total campaign investment for this program is twofold. One for the Carnival campaign, which would be inclusive of the Story Studio event guide of $5,500, a promotion pack of $3,000, and a boosted co-branded social post of $1,499, coming to a total of $9,999 for each of these two campaigns. For Carnival campaign of $9,999, and similarly the same aspects for Small Business Week, totaling $9,999, with a combined Q2 investment of $19,998. This investment is a significant investment. It was not lost on me that it's probably one of the highest investments that we've made so far. And what I would tell you is that this would then require council consideration for the purposes of transparency, even though the price point for each campaign is below $10,000. Collectively, it would go to $19,998, which would require council authorization. And really, I think that the opportunity exists for us to really be able to reach past where we have been in order to draw attention to Helotes through digital media. And that's my presentation of the slide deck. I stand for questions.
We have a motion for discussion and possible action.
I'll make a motion.
Made by Craig, seconded by Scott. Hey, Craig, we'll start with you since you made the motion.
So Kate, how much of our marketing budget does this actually consume? Because I know we have a certain amount of money set aside for marketing. I know we very seldom use it, or have very seldom used it completely. It should be a line item in the budget, I'm sure of it.
There is a line item in the budget of, I believe, $125,000.
Okay, so it's well within that limit.
Just a moment. So marketing of city events, a line item is budgeted $55,000. And then there's marketing, a marketing and tourism area, which is $75,000. So between those two, and I believe that there's also a strategic marketing
Okay.
effort that grows, that surpasses that dollar amount.
There's also an advertising line item for $20,000.
Okay, that's good. For that amount, even if it's in the budget, we had this discussion earlier, and I should know this, and I don't, I'm sorry, old and forgetting stuff. When we're talking about that amount of money all at one time, is there a competitive bid requirement for us to have to compete? Hearst isn't the only company that could probably provide that source. I believe a couple of years ago, the EDC was trying to use KSAT to come in and do something, and there was going to be some keepsakes that they could keep after the fact so that we could continue to do. I wasn't on the EDC then, obviously, I was on council. And I know there was some problematics with that, about not actually going out and competing with other vendors that could provide that same solution. Is this very unique and one of a kind that nobody else could provide? I'm playing devil's advocate,
No,
okay?
please,
That's
thank
why
you.
I'm asking what I'm asking.
Sure. I think I hear what you're asking. I respect it. If the board wishes for me to go out for bid, I will do so. I'm more than happy to do so.
So I just don't know what the legal standing is on that. That's
Sure.
all. I just want to make sure we're completely above board here and not make a mistake unintentionally. That's all, as an institution. So, do you remember the case that, and you should, you were
I
on the
remember it
EDC.
was, it was Ken's in October of '24. And one of the issues was the money that was being proposed would come from the hotel occupancy tax. But because of the reach of the station, it wasn't far enough for somebody to come to Helotes and have to stay.
So it was an unrelated item?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But I still don't know I know we kind of lean towards what's the city policy. Because I know we kind of asked the EDC from a council perspective to kind of mimic and follow the same processes that the city would follow when it comes for competitive bids.
Well, we have somebody that's very close relationship with the city administrator. Maybe he can key in on this.
Yeah, there is a close relationship that I'm sure you could probably leverage at this time and in this
I
discussion.
was hoping that person would jump in.
I'll have to check with my friend. I happen to brush his teeth every day. So what I, it's a long week already.
I know, and it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, what I would do is I would ask the board to consider if you are willing to engage a program similar, maybe not by name, and with a function overall, if you want to address it in this particular meeting. So what I'm saying is, if you want to authorize Kate to, Mrs. Silvis, to examine other similar projects or companies within a certain price point, not to exceed. And then that way we can check on the procurement guides and what the state and as well as the city, how everything aligns. I do understand the comments that has been made. I understand and remember some of the discussion back and forth, and I actually agree. I do apologize that I did not have that remembrance in our preparation along the way, but it's valid comments.
Okay. Because I support this.
Oh, certainly.
And the city has done really, I don't think we brag ourselves up nearly enough, right? So I'm all for it. I just want us, to make sure we follow standard process and procedure and stay above board, right? So, not that anyone's trying to do anything nefarious, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to make sure if there's something else we need to do, that we address it and move forward.
Sure. No, and I appreciate all the feedback from the board. I certainly want to do what's right and proper and check all the boxes.
Okay.
I think this actually is a wonderful segue to what it is that we would be able to accomplish at a strategic planning workshop, to be able to build a strategic marketing program that would be able to encompass some of these strategies. So that being said, I'm more than happy to follow the direction of the board to, further examine opportunities like this. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I do actually have a couple questions. We're basically 6 weeks away from Carnival. Say that we did approve this at $10,000. What's logistically, is this something that could even get off the ground, get up and actually make any impact between now and the next 6 weeks?
I know that it's a very short time frame, and you're right to be asking that question. It's the same way for Small Business Week, meaning May 3rd through 9th. So it's back to back. The campaigns would be very, 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 very quick, and so I completely appreciate why you're asking that question.
But do we have, do we have enough material to put something together to even make something work? And when would it actually be published?
I'm sorry, say what?
When would it actually be published?
It would be published prior to the start of Carnival, for instance, in advance, but I don't have the exact answers for you, so.
One other question. Relating more to the small business side, on the studio story event guide, it says map of store location, limit one location. So if we're gonna be talking about all the small businesses in Helotes, how would that work for picking one location, being limited to one location?
I have also asked that question of the ad rep for the Hearst newspaper. And what she's explained to me is that each individual business that's highlighted, there would be a link to their individual social media and website presence. So there would be a click-through opportunity to be able to locate those individual businesses.
Let's go down to the end, Ellen.
Yeah, no, I think this is great. I like I think Cornyball, like when I'm in other parts of the town and I talk about it, they don't know what I'm talking about. So I think it is good to spread awareness of the event beyond Helotes. And I'm sure people come from all over, but I do think it's kind of in our bubble and it would be nice to broaden that reach. To Craig's point, I mean, I don't know how much time we have, but it would be good to see what else maybe is available. But I'd rather do something than nothing regarding branding for Cornyball, so I'd love to hear other people's thoughts too. So,
I think I like the connection between Cornyball and small business. We've done things in the past to promote Cornyball, but then it's over. And I think tying it to Small Business Week kind of keeps some momentum going and highlights the businesses. That way, I think it's also an opportunity for us to maybe target certain businesses. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on what types of businesses we would highlight in this kind of story guide. You have some initial thoughts on that, or?
I do, actually. I have some initial thoughts about businesses that are generating sales tax and that would be focused on, growing their brand.
Yeah, I think, I know it's a short time frame, and I think if we go out to other media outlets, and if we're required to do that, then I guess we have to do it. I think they're all gonna be a little bit different in terms of what they propose based on their capacity. But if we have to do it, we do it, but I also see the clock ticking.
Mr. President, may I? I would like to, respecting all of what the board has said, and respecting timelines, and respecting all of the critical elements needing to be in line, I would like to suggest that we withdraw this item from consideration at this time.
Okay.
And then we can fold it into more of a strategic marketing plan.
For
so that we can
for
move
2027, because I think we're tight on time. Plus, this is gonna have to go to council to get approved anyway.
Yes.
So we're really tight on time, so I think that's
Yes.
probably a wise idea to just get into discussion on this and move it to possibly next year.
Yes.
Well, I see another option is if we take one side of it out and bring it under the $10,000 to see if it has any traction. Which I would say the small business week would be the better of the two. Cornyball's gonna do what Cornyball's gonna do.
It's certainly an option, sir. I would
Then we
feel,
wouldn't have to have council approval. We might be able to actually get something up there, and it's an extra week later.
That's the following week.
Just a suggestion.
Is that under the threshold for a city policy to?
By $1.
by $1. Yes, sir.
$1 is $1, that makes me smile.
I'm still more than comfortable to hold off on this, whatever the board chooses to direct me to do.
So would the maker of the motion like to amend their motion?
Who would that be? The trouble.
Could I just
Great.
throw?
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
Scott's got it.
As the second there, I was kind of waiting, because I very much appreciate the targeted approach of the Cornwall invites for 50 commercial real estate agents. I see that as very targeted. The advertising campaigns at the price point that they are, the time frame that we have is more like a shotgun approach. We're not really sure what we're aiming at. We're hoping to hit something. I really appreciated you pulling back, because I think that going back, along with that analogy of shooting something, we're not going to get a lot of bang for our buck with the timing that we have.
Yes, sir. I really believe that strategic development of what we want to accomplish and how we get there is part of this process. And so I appreciate the counsel of the board. And it's my instinct to bake this idea into something that is more of a long-term solution. It's my recommendation.
I'm fine with Kate's recommendation of pulling it back.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay. All right, we're going to
Thank you.
end the discussion on 14. No action taken.
No action.
Okay. Number 15, discussion and possible action to approve participating in the International Council of Shopping Centers, the ICSC conference in Vegas. It would be May 18th through the 20th. Kate?
Well, Iris, thank you for your time, and thank you for all of what you've given me tonight. The ICSC conference in Las Vegas, Nevada is an international conference that is the largest retail development conference in the industry. In February, Henry and I attended the Red River ICSC conference that focused on Texas and retail development in our region, and many of our competition communities attend this conference in Las Vegas annually to promote doing business in their communities. And the objective on my end would be to schedule meetings in advance of the conference to have the most effective outreach as a marketing strategy. I recommend participating in this conference, that the city administrator and myself would attend. We were very effective at working at ICSC in San Antonio. I do believe this conference will continue to strengthen our efforts at strategic alignment with the city of Helotes, but also, more importantly, trying to attract additional retail development to the city of Helotes and increase visibility to the community for the purposes of marketing and strategic targeted marketing. The cost for the conference is $1,100 for registration before May 15th. The EDC, I recommend, pay for the conference lodging and travel expenses for the city administrator and myself. As an ex officio member of the EDC board, I believe that Henry and I would have, Henry brings a certain level of experience and understanding of economic development, and we make a very good team in marketing the city. To that end, I would also direct your attention to the piece of material that's on your dais in front of you. This is the material. This is one of the materials that I prepared in anticipation of ICSC in San Antonio, where Helotes, Texas is labeled as a golden opportunity for retail, focusing on our retail trade area, our location, something similar but much more with harder cardstock. There will be something similar to this as a leave behind that I would plan to prepare for that conference.
And if I may, just to add a little context and consideration, I understand that the request is specific to the city administrator joining. Perhaps we say city administrator or executive secretary, in the event that the city administrator is unavailable.
So you're saying you don't want to go to Vegas?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
No, that would be fine. We could open it up to allow both. of the
I
EDC.
just wouldn't want it to lock into the position that I hold only, and something come up, something done different or dangerous prevents me
From going.
I have a great appreciation of our tag team efforts when we went to the local ICSC conference, we were able to actually catch perspectives different than if it was just a single person. The types and strengths of the mindsets that attend these meetings and conferences are very strong and very intentional, and you can lose something in nuances. And we were able to not only capitalize on the meetings that Ms. Silvis had pre-set up, we were able to approach others in a very, very purposeful way. And I'll tell you that handout of hers, I literally saw the shift in dispositions and understanding when we tag teamed and actually got the attention of, I'm thinking of one in particular when at first he literally seemed like he was like, yeah, whatever. And then it was like, oh, wait a minute, say more.
That is correct. Every time that we were able to really cite the demographics and the key attributes of Helotes being, one of the highest, one of the most affluent areas in San Antonio, our location and our household income of $156,000 or more, a net worth of, on average, of $2.1 million. I mean, these are numbers that really sink into developers and to retailers, and this is an opportunity for us to get in front of these key decision makers to try to get in front of them in advance of our competition. Thank you.
This conference is the Super Bowl. When you talk to economic development personnel, they talk about the Vegas ICSC.
All right, so do we have a motion for discussion and possible action on paying to send executive director and/or person appointed by the board? That would be easy way to open it up, maybe, for, to go to the conference.
Or you can yield that to the executive director to do it.
Yeah, so do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Scott seconds. All right, motion maker?
I think that this is important to go to. I've seen it firsthand, and I know that it will gain traction, and putting them out there to help with this, I think it's going to be beneficial to our city. Even if it doesn't pay dividends immediately, it will in the long term.
I wanted to compliment the trip report that I read from the San Antonio meeting that y'all went to. I have full confidence based upon that this will be a very, very valuable trip for our city.
Saying to your point, Scott, this is very targeted. We've been setting up the meetings beforehand. I think it's a win-win, so definitely,
Should be very, very beneficial, very important to go.
I think it'd be very good for y'all to go to as well. If we do decide to pass this, we're going to need to look at in May having a special meeting and canceling the regular meeting, because y'all will still be in Vegas on the 20th, which is our day of.
It's the 18th and 18th to the 20th of May.
Right.
Okay.
So the May meeting, the May meeting is on the 20th, so we would need to either schedule a special meeting a week before or a week after and cancel the regular meeting.
But that's
That's very doable. That's just the only thing I have.
Well, it does feel like the 20th is awfully late for what this regular meeting is anyway, even though that's how the weeks fall.
Yeah.
I would only, go ahead.
Oh, 100% support.
Austin?
Same. Yeah.
In the event that Henry is unable to attend, I would recommend that it be a board member that attend with me as opposed to my executive secretary, simply because I think that the level of, I know it's a time commitment, not everyone's going to want to do that, and I respect that, and if it's not possible, I completely understand.
Okay, so do we have anybody that wants to make a motion to proceed forward?
I mean, just to dot I's and cross T's, what is a reasonable total expense for one attendee? We're talking like $4,000 probably, is that reasonable?
That'd be less than that, I would imagine.
Lodging,
1,100.
flying, food.
It's Vegas, everything's
days.
free.
What?
Vegas, everything's free.
Vegas,
The oxygen is free, sir.
water only.
And if it's not free, you can always win it.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
It's possible to economize on the hotel that you stay at in order to minimize the expense as well as the airfare, but I have not priced out the airfare, and I have not priced out hotels. I've stayed at a number of different ones when I've gone. I've gone to 10 of these. It's not my, anyway, it's not my favorite city in the world, but it is where the business is done. So,
Yeah, I think
I'm just again, two people.
four seems like you could easily pay for that, easily.
Yeah, I mean, I just, things cost what they cost now, and so if it seems near 10, I don't want to have another, just trying to,
Right, no, it shouldn't be, because is that 1,100 per person entry? Okay,
it's 1,100 per person for a member.
and then a spirit.
and I-
so that's 2,200 right there.
We have a travel policy for the city that we would adhere to, Henry, something.
We do.
We do, their per diem would be whatever government rate would be, and then, yeah.
Just make sure, I mean, I'm sure it won't go above 10,000, but just, given the rules, I don't know if we.
Oh, we'd be
can
way
cancel
under that,
that.
sure.
I'm just making sure.
Well, what we need to also think about is the ROI. It comes back tenfold or 1,000-fold. That's if we just get one new company here, that's all we need is one. Tax generating.
All right,
For the caveat.
Yes, sir. And the other consideration is it won't just be retailers there, it'll be developers, but also it'll be hotels and those types of development opportunities present themselves at these conferences as well. So just wanted to share that as well.
all right, so do we want to motion to move forward?
Yes. I move that we move forward with approving item agenda 15 and leave the second person to be disclosed later.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion on this? The only thing I would say is that, obviously, we're going to follow the standard government travel per diems and all of that. I don't know.
Truly, the travel guidance, and even if I update it before this actual trip, it's solid as currently written.
Right, yeah, so I don't even know.
We use GSA numbers.
Right, yeah, so you get a per diem will be based on whatever it is for
Right.
that city and everything, so.
Yeah, we use the whole chart, the first, last day is 80%, all the steps.
Yep. So, all right, any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it.
Going to Vegas.
6-0.
Number 16, discussion and possible action on sponsoring the Certified Commercial Investment Members, CCIM, South Texas Chapter for 2026. And this agenda item is brought to you by Kate.
Your favorite EDC director.
Yes, ma'am.
That's me. This item is to present and recommend a gold sponsorship of the Certified Commercial Investment Member South Texas Chapter for 2026. The CCIM designation is a premier credential for commercial realtors, signifying expertise in financial analysis, market analysis, and negotiation. It's granted by the CCIM Institute. It's considered the gold standard in the industry, requiring rigorous coursework, a portfolio of qualifying experience, and a comprehensive exam. This sponsorship is intended to draw attention to Helotes through strategic targeted marketing to increase visibility with CRE agents in San Antonio, activate deal flow to Helotes, drive development opportunities, and strengthen Helotes' regional reputation. This sponsorship will target the most active and successful CRE agents in the region who have immediate access to local decision makers, affluent consumers, and business leaders. The sponsorship will be the first investment in the local CRE community with the intent of sponsoring additional events in the future including possibly the CCIM Symposium, which is their annual event, as well as hosting other events in Helotes, such as mixers at JT Floor's Country Store, and as we discussed, a VIP event in Cornwall. The CCIM South Texas chapter has offered a proration of this gold sponsorship at $3,375 versus the $4,500 for the annual sponsorship, given that we'd be activating the sponsorship partially through the calendar year. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, do we have a motion to discuss?
I move that we open this item for discussion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, Sabrina?
So looking at the list of benefits and information about this organization, one thing that jumped out to me was something that Kate said earlier. Helotes is open for business, and this appears to be the group that we would want to communicate that message to. And it puts us right up at the front with a gold level sponsorship. I think there's some really strong marketing opportunities in here, and being able to connect with the members through the VIP component of Cornwall that we talked about earlier, but throughout the year. With their marketing strategies. I think this is a strong sponsorship opportunity, and I support it.
I will tell you that this particular organization I've known since I was in Seguin, and one of the people that I met through CCIM Symposium was the broker that brought Caterpillar to Seguin. So I know that it's built on relationships, it's built on trust, it's built on familiarity, it's built on knowledge and acknowledgement and recognition. So that's the reason why I bring this to you tonight, is simply because this particular audience has the ability and the influence to be able to bring real substantive development to Helotes.
So on the gold standard, there's 3 affiliate memberships. How would that work?
I believe that, Greg, I can't answer directly. I believe that they limit the number of sponsorships at that level is what I believe that means, but I can't answer that question. I really don't. I can't answer that question
I
directly.
think they do 5 golds maximum, it said, is what I saw somewhere.
So
Affiliate membership with a listing in the member directory would place our names in their directory is what I believe that means.
So maybe the question is, why did we select the gold?
Why did I select the gold?
Yeah, why are we targeting the gold versus the silver versus the bronze?
Scott, I do see the benefits in the gold, because if you kind of follow the flow chart down, opportunity to give 3-minute company introduction at one of the luncheons, identify as title sponsor for 1 monthly luncheon, identify as sponsor for happy hour and other special events. So it'll allow us to actually host some stuff here in Helotes, which I think is a big benefit by itself. If we can draw, because this is going to be the same thing we're doing to look at Cornwall, we'll be able to bring in commercial realtors to our.
Does it say that it's going to be here? It just says as a sponsor for, doesn't say that it's here.
I've already begun those discussions with them.
Okay.
As an opportunity to host mixers and possibly, pickleball tournaments or something that is going to draw, business development in our community or existing businesses to be able to have those connections and those opportunities. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's the biggest benefit, is being able to host it here.
If we can, that's
We
important.
can.
Yeah.
They're always looking for a place to host.
Okay, get people to
A
come.
lot of times
here,
it's the
that's good.
petroleum club, it's in town, but if we can draw them out here.
Okay. Ellen?
I think business is all about relationships and fostering new relationships and existing ones, so this seems like a great opportunity to do that on a routine basis. So I think it's really smart, and definitely see the benefits, and you're gonna meet so many new people too, which is great. So,
Scott, to answer your question, though, you asked why the gold sponsorship. And I realize it's a commitment of resources, it's a commitment of time, it's a commitment of funds. The reason that I recommended gold is simply because we are trying to go for the gold. There's a certain mental, switch that happens where, oh, you're a gold sponsor, and you begin to develop that significant, it's a small number in comparison to the value that you get in relation to the conversation. In addition to which, I mentioned that we're having our gold anniversary, so I'm trying to beat the drum of, let's bring gold, to Helotes, and, there's gold, and then there are hills, we really want to draw that up. So I hope that explains it.
And I'm not necessarily questioning why the gold, but as
Sure.
much as, okay, what's the value of it for the dollars that are being spent, that we're spending other people's money? I just want to make sure that we all understand why we select that. That's all.
I think it's a good point, and having key performance indicators out of it will be very important.
Thank you.
I think that if we can definitely host a couple of the events here in Helotes, that would be very eye-opening. One of the monthly meeting luncheons here, you could sit on here at Floors, or, one of the happy hours up there at Old Town, where they can see that there's more to do here and there are people here. I think that'd be something good.
I like the fact that they're prorating this.
I agree.
So we can get gold, and we've only lost 2 months. So that's a discount price, $3,375. I say we go for the gold.
Did you say you're in discussions with them right now about scheduling events here? So do they have openings this year? Sometimes, they're just so scheduled out.
I've already I already planted the seed. I said I would love an opportunity to host an event at Flores Country Store for y'all. Please come to Helotes. And they said, let's work it into our schedule. So I understand the board did not make a commitment yet, but when that decision is made, I think we'll have, a smooth runway to getting that accomplished.
I do have another question, I'm sorry to speak out of turn. When is the renewal for this? January
It's
1?
January 1. They operate on a calendar year.
That's why they're prorating it if we go for the gold.
Yeah, I just, again, however it shakes out, but I'm just having kind of worked in different organizations and networked. I don't know how many gold sponsors there are, gold members there are, probably more than 12.
Up to 5, it says. It says that.
Oh, does it? Okay. Oh,
You go-
there's only 5 total?
Up to 5, yeah. If you look at the thing, it says, the little sheet.
And sponsor reply form.
Maximum 5 gold sponsors.
Yep. On this one right here, sponsor form. So,
And typically what you see for gold sponsors, I've been to these events before, security services is one of the top, people that sponsor the events. It's not uncommon for Port San Antonio to be a sponsor, not uncommon for CoStar to be a sponsor. There are some very high, well-known brands that are sponsors of the CCIM.
Okay. I mean, that makes me feel more confident. I would have assumed that there was more than a dozen, and that would have created competition for hosting. If there's only 5, I mean, that makes me feel like there's much more opportunity to actually get people out here. I just know fitting it in, scheduling it, I would just love to see that be the priority, which you're already working on. Sounds great. But yeah, it's all, advertising is great, but getting people to show up in person is paramount, so, yeah, no problem.
all right. Do we have somebody that makes a motion to move forward with this?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. To move forward with,
We move forward with applying for the gold.
okay.
At the discount discount price.
All right, second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those that oppose? Ayes have it. Unanimous.
6-0.
Number 17, discuss and possible action for approval of 5-month Shop Helotes advertising campaign with Helotes Neighbors Magazine. Brought
Yes,
to you by Kate.
yes, sir. On your dais before you have a copy of the Helotes Neighbors magazine. You may all be familiar with it. It goes to about 2,900 homes in the city of Helotes, touching a lot of affluent members of the community. It is, what I proposed for you is a 5-month campaign with Helotes Neighbors magazine, which will be during the May through September timeframe for the rest of the fiscal year. The intent there, May, June, July, August, September, are low sales tax generating months. And so the intent is really to focus on small businesses that are in Helotes and be able to focus, that what is proposed is a content sponsorship at $889.60 a month, wherein we would be able to profile those businesses and be able to really, what I envision is having some kind of, shop local discount campaign for each month, where, we focus on women-owned businesses one month, businesses that are owned by veterans in July. And so we kind of focus on, a theme for each individual month to focus on potential discount programs for those businesses that are going to be participating in the program. It is my opinion that it be a no-cost participation from the small businesses, but what I want to do is really focus on, profiling businesses that are doing great work in the community and being able to increase sales for them.
Have a motion for discussion?
I move.
Move to have discussion. We're running out of people up here to make motions. That's a meeting night. So, okay, do we have a second?
A second.
Ellen down there, we'll get you in on one.
I'm sorry,
A second.
Sabrina and Ellen.
I'm just taking, thank you.
All right, Sabrina?
So can you tell us a little bit about how many businesses would you focus on each month? Because I think we have, dozens and dozens of women-owned businesses, so.
Sure. What I would like to propose is identifying 1 or 2 businesses that we could profile with content article, and then also have listed businesses in kind of a discount profile, like at least a dozen small businesses each month that fit into the profile of women-owned businesses, or in May, or in June, small businesses owned by dads, so that we can focus on, driving those sales that will generate retail sales tax, both retail sales for those businesses and by extension, retail sales tax to the EDC.
And then in September, you noted the retail small businesses in business for more than 10 years.
Yes.
Is there a threshold for the businesses in these other categories, like women-owned businesses or small businesses owned by dads that have been in business for 5 or more years, or?
I don't think that there's necessarily a cutoff or, for a business to be profiled. What I would like to have is individual businesses profiled, but not repeat, recognition
Okay,
in that 5-month period,
okay.
but rather to be allowed to include them in the discounting options for opportunities for discount sales
Okay.
flow, deal sales flow.
I'm just curious, and this is just me questioning, if you've been able to speak maybe to a business that's been in the magazine and maybe what, if they saw an increase or drive in traffic to their store. I'm not saying you would have had time to do that, but, just curious, we put an ad one time, at our nonprofit in the St. Woman magazine and didn't really see a lot of traction. However, it could have just been the wrong audience for us. It wasn't local, it was more broad net. And I was also wondering, is there an online, like a digital magazine that kind of accompanies this as well? Or is it just the print?
No.
Okay, just curious. There's just some questions I have, that's all.
Greg?
I feel like personally, I just kind of read through the people that I know. In all reality, I don't even look at the ads when I get this. I just jump straight to the story and look for the people that I know. I don't know if that's just me because of who I know in Helotes, et cetera. I look straight through the advertising myself.
Yeah.
So,
Sabrina?
I think it's an interesting idea. My impression is that the EDC is essentially funding advertisement for these businesses. And I think it is what this proposal is. My concern, maybe it was something that was previously alluded to, is how do we fairly select and highlight one over another, and make sure that we don't do as much ill as we do good. It would be my concern with this, how we would, facilitate the sponsorship or the choices that we make. So
Sure.
I have a concern there.
I can honestly say I've never seen one of these magazines because it's not delivered to my house. I don't live in their publication area, even though I'm a citizen of Helotes. I have seen it online, the featured articles online. But if you look at their distribution map, there's a big chunk of Helotes that is not distributed to. And then there's even some very dense residential areas just outside of our area, which it's not distributed to. Cedar Springs is not covered, Helotes Crossing is not covered, Stanton Run, which is not in our city, but right next to us, is not covered. Triana is not delivered to, and there's a lot of houses in that area, even though it is outside the city limits, it borders the city. It's not, that's just, it has a very small portion of the city that it's actually distributed to in print.
My question, Kate, to pull this off, would there be like a template, if we were to identify the businesses for that month, to have kind of the same look and feel? Is it a template? I worry about your bandwidth.
You're very perceptive.
And so, I mean, if this all falls on you, I don't know how, that's my concern. Is this a template you can hand to the business? They fill it out, they provide the photo, and you just kind of funnel it to the organizers of this magazine? Or is this you running every one of those things down?
This is one of those really good ideas that really should take a little bit more time to generate in our strategic marketing plan, in my opinion. I mean, based on the thoughts that you're bringing to me, and deserves to be thought through. It may be an opportunity for us to strategically look at this a little bit.
Other questions there? Well, I'll just ask it on, ask my question. Perhaps, is there anyone in the room that we can direct questions to that is associated with this magazine?
I think there is. As a matter of fact. Ms. Meredith Kelly is here tonight. And Meredith, would you be so kind as to maybe come and...
If
You're
you would
welcome
go
to
to the
this- to the
podium.
podium.
And the mic is pointed down if you can, yes.
It's alive. So just to give you a little background on the magazine, yes, our circulation is just a little under 3,000 homes, and we keep the circulation very tight because we want to keep the prices down, because we target small businesses and we give them a way to get their foot in the door, to get their name out to these communities. Somebody had asked, is it effective? Do the advertisers that are in there see any play on their ads? And I have several stories of the advertisers that do see a lot of traffic and a lot of interest in their business when they are tying their advertising message into content, which is what the program we kind of talked about would be about, promoting shop local. Why is it important to shop local? What does that sales tax do for the community? This would be content that would be guided by Kate, but all of the design work, the template, everything would be done by us for free. It's something that we do for the advertisers. So we would put the ads together. We would just need the information to run with that and put it all together. So that once we created the plan every month, she could give me the theme, and together we can come up with those businesses. You all decide who you want to profile, and then we run with it, putting the ad together, to the design together. So it would be a half-page ad that would anchor, it would be the only ad on the page, and it would anchor a shop local content page. So the other half of the page would be her highlights of local businesses, excuse me, that tie in with the theme. Or we could even just do a generic, why is it important to shop local in Helotes? What does that tax money do for the community? That way, people can understand truly what it's all about and why it is so important.
So I'm pleased to hear that you do some of the heavy lifting, if that's what I heard. Okay.
If I may. So I'm curious, I have a relationship with a person who's like done some stuff with maybe a magazine or two. So there's lead up time, right? The way that this proposal is brought to us about Mother's Day, or mothers or women businesses in May, you know, and dads. And so what is the lead up time that would be needed for the first month of May?
Our deadlines are the 10th of the month for the following month. So we would just need all of the elements to put together. It doesn't have to be completed, but put together by April 10th. That way we reserve the space. We can start working on the content. I'll take whatever information she's got. We can put together an ad design. She gets final approval on the ad design. We don't run anything until it's completely approved by her. And the magazines do hit the mailboxes by the 1st or the 2nd of the month.
So if I could ask you to kind of, what you described before is kind of an anchor, half a page. Could you kind of identify, like in this particular?
There's a page called it's our sports sponsorship page.
I'm just trying to find an example.
It's anchored by North Park Lincoln. And every month we feature a local athlete. A lot of times they're O'Connor students, but they just have to be somebody who does something competitive here in Helotes. We're very, very strict on the content has to be surrounding people in Helotes. So if y'all know any athletes, we're always looking for some.
Okay. Sure.
And then there's another content sponsorship, as we call them, with like a cheesecake in there. They have a half-page ad, and every month we do a party planning page, and we just give advice on how to throw a themed party based on the season. They tailor their ad to the theme of the content so that everything ties together and is cohesive. They hardly give me any guidance at all. We just put it together, and then they approve it or add pictures or whatever they want. So I have a content coordinator that can take her ideas and run with it, putting the content together, and then I work with my designer to make sure the ad has everything you want in it.
So this is representative of what the EDC would be purchasing, a page space about like that size, right? The sports section?
Correct. However, that picture is really large, so you could do more content instead of a picture that big. You can also use your ad space to promote a business or talk about something.
So we essentially get the same page, the whole page?
It's the whole page you'll get.
Okay.
But you're only paying for the half-page ad portion. We promise to give you the content on the other half of the page.
So you could put a bunch of different businesses on there, potentially. Okay.
So thank you for your patience. Sorry you're item number 17 tonight, but we appreciate you coming out and talking with us
No,
a
this
little
is
bit.
great.
Yeah, gosh, I get asked all the time running a business what works, and I have no idea. If I knew what works, I would just do all of that all the time. So I think that advertising in general, marketing in general, is just a function of trying things. I'd be interested in this with a caveat, and I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help with some of the design and coordination potentially, but I'd love to kind of close the feedback loop via some sort of like digital engagement. Like if this is, I have no idea what's possible, just absolutely off the cuff here. Like if the ad itself had some sort of QR code where the reader was incentivized to take that into a retailer and then have some sort of interaction that goes into some sort of way for us to see how many people are actually taking the ad and actually going to a business, I think that would just be immensely helpful for us understanding.
That's not something that we do on the technology side. It would be something that particular business would have to keep the statistics of. But the campaign that Kate talked about does include a digital component to it. So we do digital marketing in the form of Facebook and Instagram ads. We don't touch content, and or display ads, which are the banner ads that pop up on any website that allows advertising. So we geofence 78023 and we serve up a certain number of impressions for either of those types of campaigns. So if we did a Facebook, Instagram, and you'd get ads on both platforms because it's all owned by Meta, anyone within 78023 can be served up an ad on their feed as they're scrolling through Facebook, which is meant to support the print. So we would want the look to be similar, and then if they click on that EDC ad to learn more, it goes straight to your Facebook page or your website, whichever one you would want.
And let me clarify, I guess, what I'm envisioning, which again may not be possible. I don't mean to offload more work to you guys, but like hypothetically, John from the Meadows is here. Like let's say it's Father's Day, right? They take this to a business that's owned by a father. They take it to the Meadows. Why not? There's a little QR code. John's staff, hits that QR code. It goes to a specific landing page on our website. That landing page registers a hit. The person says, yep, somebody came in from this. It doesn't really have to be like a web page. It's broadly, and again, this isn't necessarily for you guys, but if we just provide that QR code, I'm just trying to think of some way where we can complete a loop of understanding what the investment in the magazine generates in actual sales revenue. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
It
So I don't know
does.
exactly how that works, and I don't think that's on you guys per se, but
A
I would like.
QR code can only link back to one source, so you
Sure.
couldn't have the QR code work at the Meadows and then work at El Chaparral too. You'd have to create separate codes, and that really wouldn't work for one ad.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm imagining that one QR code would go to a specific page within like the EDC's website. And then they could just log, yep, somebody came in, like, it would just, again, I guess it could be manipulated by anybody who has the web address. But the idea would just be, they could take it to any retailer and they could log it as somebody brought it in. Again, that's probably an imperfect idea, but
That's a cool idea. That's a technical digital question that I'd have to ask my digital team to do.
I know for my business.
But
John,
with
you-
the digital component of the campaign, whether you did the Facebook, Instagram, and or the banner ads, you do, I don't know, don't want to add to her plate, but it does come with an onboarding system where you learn how to manage your back office that shows you who's clicking through, what their demographic is, their age, their gender, where they're coming from. So as far as the digital component, you can keep track of that.
Did sorry, I don't mean to look past you. John raised his hand. I don't know if, since I used him. So sorry.
Pardon, to bounce off your idea that would be even simpler, pretty much everybody uses some sort of point of sale system. If you're looking to do some sort of coupon, I would label that for my staff to have the Helotes Neighbors magazine discount, whatever that might be. I get a daily report on every single sale, every time that it's used. Part of your requirement for being involved in this as a small business is you would need a report the following month, like that's part of the requirement. How often was that coupon used at your establishment for whatever it is, and that's retail, restaurant, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody's point of sale, it doesn't matter if it's cash or credit card, but that would be a much easier way. People don't much use QR codes. Tried them.
Yeah.
There's just too many of them. They don't know what they are.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, again, it could be any number of things, but just,
That's a great idea.
I would just, again, I think, even tonight, we've been we talked about a couple different advertising ideas. I don't mind at all trying anything. Like, I'll try whatever, costumes and all. But I think I just really think, even if we don't get a single sale, being able to track the actual performance of ads would be a beneficial outcome, in us understanding how we want to strategically implement our marketing budgets in the future. If that makes sense. That's
And
my
it
thought.
is more of a branding strategy. It's getting the word out that y'all are in the community, you're involved, you're trying to promote these local businesses because you want to keep their money here in the community. That's the overall goal of the branding campaign.
And this was, what is that, seepage? What was the acronym?
Retail leakage.
Retail leakage, seepage, what, plumber joke right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. That would be my driving force, should this be approved. I'd really love to see and maybe what John said that makes sense to me. I don't know how we would communicate that. I'm not trying to make more work for anybody, but I just think that would be ideal.
No, I respect all of what everyone has said, and Meredith, thank you for coming and sharing about this. And I really, I think that the intent is to help drive, sales locally. Sometimes it would be, it will take a good deal of effort to make sure that it does more good than it does the opposite, Scott. So what you said earlier really connected for me on how important it is to make sure that it's an even aspect.
What if, maybe May is too soon. I love Mother's Day, but this is just a 5-month commitment, is that correct?
Yes, I was going to ask the president to consider, I was going to ask if it would be possible to table this item so that it can be further researched and presented at a later date.
We can, if y'all would like to table it.
I'd like to do one thing if it's okay, because we have someone that's actually been in the magazine here.
Yes.
Can we have him speak on what his experience has been with it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was our December cover boy.
Austin's been in it too.
He doesn't count, he's on the side.
Very true. What would you like to know? What would you like to know? I'll answer anything.
Just how did it impact your business? Do you see an uptick?
Yeah, the first thing I'll say is Meredith and her crew were fantastic to work with. It was super easy. It was actually fun. I mean, I get requests to be in magazines all the time. So, this one and only was extremely simple and smooth process. So that part of it was really great, and I really enjoyed it. I did see an uptick in business, and I did because we were in the December issue. So obviously, December is not a hugely desirable time for frozen desserts. So for us, it came out at a very great time to get the marketing and the word out. What was really a lot of fun was the feedback coming in from people. People were coming in, I saw you in a magazine, and oh, that's your son who's here all the time, that sort of thing. Oh, that's your daughter, that sort of thing. I didn't realize you had a full-time job. I thought you just did this all the time. No. Things like that, things that we're really involved in as a family. So there was just a lot of community pride. So that was way cooler than the sales, because there's a San Antonio Restaurant Group has a podcast called The More You Know, The Better It Tastes. And it's just, once people are able to connect with those who own businesses, it just means that much more. When you know who is doing it and why, and you understand what their mission and vision is. And this is a fantastic way to be able to share who we are and what we do with our local community. So that was the coolest part to me. And a lot of people have become regular customers because of that. And they've come back and they get to know us and they talk to me like I'm their best friend and I don't know their name. And they're such nice people and they're super great and I love chatting with them. But I think that connection with the community was actually more important than anything, honestly.
So that's why you never call me by name.
Yeah.
Explains it all.
Yeah, that's right, Jack. It is. Yeah. I'm just kidding. No, but it really was. It was very helpful to get that connection to the community, because that's ultimately what we want, and it served that purpose far more than I had anticipated.
Okay.
And really, along the lines of what you're saying, John, that is the vision of what I was trying to get to, is not only name recognition for the individual businesses, but for the people that are behind the businesses.
Correct.
So, along the lines of what Director Granneman said, you know, to do the most benefit with the EDC's money, that's the objective, is trying to help build our existing businesses and promote your ability to increase your sales and increase revenue. That's the objective. That being said, I recognize that there were a lot of moving parts to this, so.
So, what, Jeff, is it?
Could be. Big cold wars.
For this highlighted article that you had,
Yes,
was
sir.
it something that you paid for?
No, our family was featured.
Your family was featured, so it would be similar to what we're talking about here.
Right.
Doing a featured, have you paid for this? Was it a good enough uptick that you would consider doing this on your own dime?
Oh, I absolutely would. My marketing budget is just a smidge above zero right now, so I can't afford these services as a small business right now. But I totally would. Mostly because a huge part of our business, I share this frequently, we're here for 3 reasons. We're here to work together as a family, to be part of our community, and to be inspirational leaders to our employees. This is part of my community engagement. So I don't really count this as marketing. I count this as me reaching out to the community and saying, I'm here. And come out and be with us. And, you know, in our case, the frozen custard Italian ice just tastes good. I don't care what we serve. We're here to serve a purpose, not necessarily a product. So in my opinion, yes, I would gladly advertise with Helotes Neighbors. It was super easy. It was great. And just seriously, like, the community was really proud to have us in there. Like, I was really taken aback. I don't know how to really express how shocked I was at that, truly. But yes, I would.
So, I mean, I have a comment, but I can't keep up with you, John. You're too funny tonight. I actually, maybe this is something we retool and do a test run, like do a month or two, get feedback to see, right? I'm with Austin. I'm not opposed to trying new things, new marketing and stuff. After hearing more on this topic, I think it would be interesting to see, you know, nominal investment to test it out before committing $5,000 actually, and still support the magazine because, you know, you're looking for paying customers every month. Maybe that's a way to look at this. Let's do a test run. Right.
Well, the way the company works is, we really just do 12-month plus contracts because it's about branding and gaining traction and being seen month in and month out so that your message gets branded. I got them to make a special concession to just do 5 months because of the fiscal year.
Okay, well, it's important to know. Thank you.
Yeah, so.
And I think it's a great local focus, keep money here. If we had a way of making sure it was fairly implemented, I would support this. My concern is, how do you do that? Do you put all of the business names in a hat and pull one lucky drawing out? I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
That's really my only concern with this, is how you implement it fairly.
I almost feel like this would be better tailored to some kind of an incentive program that we'd help with.
Sorry.
I did the same thing.
But until you created that, you could also just do the educational side. This is why it's important to shop local. This is where the money is going and how it's supporting the community. So when we talked, it was more of let's educate everybody and let them know why it is so important. Because a lot of people have no clue that it's that important. So, you know, maybe we could tie into the Small Business Week and just talk about the education of what that tax does for our community. And then you guys can flesh out how you want to choose businesses to highlight.
I mean, we could almost use it as a promotion for the EDC.
Yeah.
So people know
What we do.
what the EDC does, why it is important to shop in Helotes, because we just spent $40-something thousand to help better the park.
Yes.
Based on sales tax revenue from businesses here in Helotes. So, it could be done that route to,
Yeah.
like she said, help educate people about why it is important to stay outside of 1604 shopping and shop in Helotes.
Thank you for that.
I've advertised in magazines. I've advertised everywhere in my business. I think you with these kind of things. I don't think we're ever going to have like a fully prepared idea to deliver to Meredith and her team. I think it's, hey, we give it a shot or we don't give it a shot, and then you collaborate with them monthly to work out the details that make sense. And that would fall to Kate and the executive secretary potentially, and then board members should they want to participate. So I would just say back, it's my opinion. We just tabled the $20,000 potential advertising campaign. We have this money itemized in the budget. This is, Meredith already said it, but this would be, I think in their mind, a trial run. You do have to at least give it a couple months to shake out and see what kind of traction you can deliver. So I would just, my opinion as a director, I'd be in favor of giving it a shot. And like I said in my earlier remarks, I'm happy, having worked with magazines before, I'm happy to stand in that gap a bit, to help kind of shape and deliver some sort of content that is as fair as possible. Yeah, that's my thought.
Okay. Do we have a motion then to take action on this?
I move to take action on this item to consider moving forward with the 5-month contract with Helotes Neighbors Magazine.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ellen and Austin. Any other discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
6-0.
Thank you, Wes.
I abstain.
You abstain?
That's good discussion.
Say again?
Said that was a good discussion.
I abstain.
So
You
5-0-1.
abstained?
501.
You abstained?
5-0-1.
He did.
Okay.
That's why I keep asking.
Finally got
Okay. Discussion and possible action on sponsorship of the 2026 Taste of Helotes event. This is from Kate, and I have a feeling we're going to hear from the Peanut Gallery again on this one.
I'll give Kate a rest. I'll just take this one over because she's been doing a lot of talking. I'll jump in. Keep this under 10 minutes, Craig. Don't worry.
You got 5.
I got 5. All right. For those of you that don't know me, my name's John Kodowski. I'm the owner of the Meadows Original Frozen Custard here in Helotes. I am also on the board of the newly organized Taste of Helotes. Taste of Helotes is an event that was run by John Jansky at Joe Sabi's for a few years, and it went beyond what he was able to do. And it got picked up by Anthony Pedrati at my request, and it has grown into a board of 6 or 7, I believe. So we're planning April the 9th from 5 to 9 p.m., showcasing local businesses in and around Helotes, mostly restaurants with a few other retail establishments, and creating a Fiesta themed event. We have to say Fiesta themed. There are very strict rules to be called an official Fiesta event. Most accurately, you have to have 3 years running. So before you can even be considered on the board. So as a true Fiesta event. So we're doing this event just before Fiesta starts. We have kids tickets, general admission, and VIP with very, very cool swag bags. Fiesta medals have already been made. Custom hats, cups, totes for VIP members. We have over 25 registered vendors right now that are there and ready to sign up. Selling tickets every day. This is getting a lot of traction and growing very quickly. So we're very excited to be able to showcase just kind of what Helotes has to offer. There's a lot of different Fiesta events that have Taste of in them. There's Taste of Northside, Taste of Chavano Park, Alamo Heights Medical Center. This is just a way for us to be able to get Helotes involved in the Fiesta festivities. This is the first year that this has been done this way. So as of right now, I would be fibbing if I told you the number of tickets sold. I do know that all of the tickets sold have been VIP tickets at $150 each. So been very popular. I think that we have a good thing going. We would love to have the support and sponsorship from the EDC. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
motion that we discuss and take potential action on item.
There's one other thing I wanted to add. Proceeds will go to Helotes 4-H. So donating to a local community.
Second by?
Scott.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thanks for coming out, John.
Sure.
Happy to support.
Thank you.
What he said. I think it's a great entry point, and thank you for making it happen.
Yes, sir. Glad to do it.
Yeah, same, I support. Thank you.
I'm super excited about it. And you definitely have my support on this. This, I feel like, is something that can grow into something very great and large. I know that I've participated in several culinaries through the years and really enjoyed those types of events, so I'm looking forward. I've not been to the ones prior to this, but I will be at this one.
Side note too, I'm so sorry. I'll hop in there. We get four tickets would be represented in this sponsorship. Did I read that right? Maybe I didn't read that right. I thought it was right.
What you saw was 4-H, sir.
4-H. No, it says,
Get 4 general
it
admission.
says right here, 4 general admission.
Admission tickets.
Yeah, depending on the level, depends on how many tickets you would get.
No, the 4 is great. 4 is more than I would even, that's
If there's
good.
more than 4 people here, cool.
No, I will, no, you're good. I would, sticking with the theme tonight, a lot of themes tonight. I don't know if we have any restaurant owners recording that we would like to show Helotes to. This seems like another excellent opportunity for, I don't know if you can make a director would like to take 3 business owners. Again, just seems like that's bang for your buck. Why wouldn't you use those tickets to leverage potential, future restaurant development? So even that alone, by the way, is, I think, worth
Very good,
our submission. Yeah.
I did notice that there's a $5,000 photo experience sponsor, and I'm thinking maybe there's an elf that could participate in that, perhaps?
Pretty hot already, and that's wool, so. His tights are hung up till December.
Don Burgundy.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion to move forward with this?
I didn't know, I'm sorry, I cut Sabrina off, and I was coming down this way, I didn't wanna.
No, this is a great event, and I think this is an appropriate level of sponsorship, and I'm excited about it and look forward to attending.
I support it too, President.
Okay. So do we have a motion to move forward?
Yes, so I motion we approve the sponsorship as
$800.
written, the $800 sponsorship on this.
Second from Scott. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody abstains, so 6-0.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right,
Thanks for being here.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Ask for more next
I'm here all night.
You're welcome to all these meetings, John.
okay, so number 19, closed session in accordance with chapter 551, subchapter D, Texas Local Government Codes. We are going to do section 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations, receive information, consulting rate request. We are going to be moving into closed session. Time is 21:17.
Very
It
efficient.
could have been 15, but somebody put 2 minutes over.
Chief has been
2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, it could have been
Okay.
Okay, we're going to reconvene back into open session at 21:48. Number 20, discuss and possible actions on matters discussed in closed sessions. There's none to discuss. That's completed. Move on to staff reports, social media program.
Yes, sir. I have just a brief few items I want to touch on. We have Sabrina McGowan and I have worked on an aggressive social media program and now are live on Facebook and LinkedIn, primarily posting on Facebook. We've had about 6,500 views in the 2 weeks we've been online. We have over close to 100, I think we have 116 followers as of this afternoon on Facebook alone. So we're making some really good progress in terms of getting the word out about Helotes and our plan of action. Strategic planning workshop, we talked a little bit about that, so I'll put that on the calendar and get those details out after tomorrow. Review of incentives and grant program, I think that's going to be key to our strategic planning workshop, so we can talk about then. And then calendar for the remainder of 2026 will be also part of the strategic planning workshop. There is a sales tax training calendar that I have sent to all of you for your consideration. TEDC, the Texas Economic Development Council, sponsors a sales tax training calendar, or training, on an annual basis, and they have several sessions available for attendance. As the EDC director, I'm required to go. It is recommended for board members to go. I'll make sure that you have that sales tax training calendar resent to you so you can take a look at it. There is a session in December which will be online, so you will be able to take a webinar as opposed to go in person. Future agenda items I'd like to talk about, and we can probably focus this on our strategic planning workshop, talk about hotel feasibility study. I think that's a #1 priority. Doing a targeted industry analysis, doing an RFP for that. Working on our strategic marketing plan. Much of what we discussed tonight, I think, falls well within what we want to and need to focus our efforts on. And so I really appreciate the information and the interaction with the board. We'll want to initiate a branding RFP as well as a refresh of our website, and then really look at reviewing our incentives and grant programs.
Hey, we got everything covered. We moved through 20 items in just under 3 hours. I think we did a pretty good job tonight, guys. I know some of y'all were claiming midnight. What is this for?
The Cornwall gave me these wonderful table tents you can put up at your place of business and tell people about it, and they have a little QR code on it. I also put on your desk some copies of the traction book that I'd like for you to read, and in anticipation of our strategic planning workshop. And then I also distributed packets of my business cards. There's 12 of them, so we have 12 months, one card a month. Please distribute to businesses that you think would be interested in doing business in Helotes. You have my cards, so please, distribute those, and you have one a month for the next 12 months. Hopefully you run out before then.
All right. I'm going to move that we adjourn, 21:52.
Thank you.
I'll second that. Good job, y'all.
All right, good job.